Hello and welcome to week 6 of our vegetable garden and Shokher Bagan. I'm Masuma's husband. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about our vegetables that have done really well and some not so well. After that, I will then give you a brief outline of the difference between soil and compost. And then lastly, I'll discuss some of the effective controls you can use for slugs and snails and what we use for our insecticide. Starting with our Bangladeshi tomatoes, they have appeared since last week. Look at them, look at their shape. They are quite tangy. My mother likes them with her fish curries. You can see we've got them all over the plants. Amazing how many we have got now since last week. They will form a round shape and turn red eventually, but we do have quite a number of tomatoes. Can't wait for them to be ripe and ready to use. Now our shallots. As you can see, they are flowering, and this is usually due to the change in temperature. This is known as bolting, and it's a survival mechanism for a plant. The pink shallots grow at the leaf base and, compared with onions, have finer layers and contain less water. They taste milder and sweeter than onions, so shallots shouldn't be replaced with onions as they will need to be cooked differently. They do need to be kept in a cool, dark, dry place which is ventilated in order to remain fresh for several weeks. And now to our bottle gourd. You may remember from last week it hasn't changed, so this will not turn into a gourd. This does happen, and it's usual for our very first gourd, so going forward we're hoping to get some more in this same plant once the pollination occurs. So don't be deterred if this happens to you, it just requires some perseverance. Here are our marigolds. They are favoured by many as they are so easy to look after. They have brought sunshine to our garden, as well as butterflies, bees and various other beneficial insects. Marigolds work well in our vegetable garden by protecting our veggies from predators and pests. Our marigolds are in shades of orange and yellow, red, gold and copper. Over the days they have grown in numbers, and look how beautiful they are. Very bright, rich colours. Here we have our snap beans, or otherwise known as green beans, which have been freshly picked from our garden. They are very delicate in flavour and can be eaten raw or lightly cooked. Masuma uses these beans for various dishes. I'm now going to talk about the difference between soil and compost. Compost is essentially man-made from rotted organic material, and soil is naturally occurring, containing minerals and rock particles. We use this compost and the ones below. They are purchased from your typical DIY or garden store. We use Verve compost, which is multi-purpose, and this has a number of ingredients and fertilizer for the good growth of your vegetables. They are very popular. My mum actually wanted to get the verve only, but due to the lockdown it was very difficult to actually go out and buy these. So the ones above were purchased from the local supermarket. You can see wood chips in the compost that we have. Because it rained a lot this week, the compost is very moist. Some people have complained that the verve compost has had a lot of plastic, but we've not had any problems with our compost. We're quite happy to use the verve compost because we find that it provides the essential nutrients required by our vegetables. We have had many vegetables growing as a result of using this compost, and we can tell the difference between the previous two we used, which were purchased at the last minute from the local supermarket. So you may end up buying different ones, but when you do touch the compost you can almost see the difference, the texture, even the bits of wood chips and the other required elements of the compost are quite visible. When you do get a good flourishing amount of vegetables, it's an indication of the quality of the compost that you're using. It does cost a little bit more, but I think it's a good investment, especially if you want to have a very good vegetable garden. Now to the use of insecticide. We're using something similar to bug clear, which can be found at your local garden centre. My mother is splashing the insecticide vegetables and compost. This will kill all major insect pests like caterpillars and whiteflies, and provides protection for up to 3 weeks after 2 applications. Now I would like to talk to you about the effective control of slugs and snails. We're using this slug killer, which contains blue mini pellets and baits. These kill all slugs and snails that attract them to eat the pellets. Due to heavy rain this week, we had a lot of snails and slugs. It's very important to use the pellets, especially in the evenings when the slugs and snails come out. We are now reaching the end of our video. If you have seen any vegetables that you would like recipes for, do comment below and Masuma will be able to show you some of the recipes. Don't forget to like and subscribe and press the notification bell so you don't miss out our next video. Thank you for watching with us. Bye for now.